morning, small players, and happy Friday. We are going to do this fast and furious this morning so we can get ready for trading before bell. The first stock on the scanner is Lucy, Lucy. We've traded the stock in the past. I haven't seen it on the scanner in a few months. This level of 3 is a pretty key level. It's tested it many times though, and now this EMA 20 line has gotten above it, so that makes it trickier to trade. So I would just wait for break above 325 here for the next long bias trade. That's a move towards high of day. Well, partial profits we can take on 335, then 350. Then let's look at the daily chart to see where the key levels are. Okay, so 340 is also sort of a key level. Then this right here is 357, 385, 425. Okay, so it looks like this stock has levels on every like 15, 25, 35, 45. Something to keep in mind. It's a little choppier. It could open up more on break above 5. So we can set an alert for break above that, break above 6, and break above 7. Once it starts slicing through those levels, it should open up a little more. But until then, we should take profits frequently. So again, on the daily chart, if we trade a break above 425, we can take profits on 435, 445, and break above 325, 335, 345, 355. Otherwise, we could trade a bounce on this level of 270. What is the high here? 278. Between 280, this EMA 20, and 270. If it bounces in that area, we could trade that as a reversal trade for a move towards VWAP. That's again a 20-cent range, so not a crazy range, but a valid level-to-level trade. For short bias traders, I would wait for it to break this level of 280 or even safer 270 for a move towards 250, and then 250 break would be a separate trade for a move towards 225, 2, 1, and 2. The next one is AKAN. This one's on the cheaper side. You guys know I don't love to trade in this price range, but it has a lot of rejections here on 55. I'm going to send an alert for break above 55, and that could be a trade towards high of day. For short bias traders, I would wait for break below 45. Obviously, for short trades also, if it tries to break a resistance level and doesn't break it, that rejection is always a valid short trade as well. ADTX looks like it just dropped news 2 minutes ago, so this one could actually give us an opportunity for a secondary news entry. We could either trade bounce on 4 or 1 minute flag break. ADTX just dropped news. Watch the bounce on 4 or 1 minute break for secondary news move. ADTX for then what can we use for a stop? 390 is a little trickier. What is the first profit taking? 425. So we don't really have room to go to. We can use 379, 425, 45, 475. For 1 minute. Okay, it's actually doing that 1 minute flag break. These the secondary news move, we haven't spoken about them in a while because we haven't really seen them in action while doing the streams recently. Secondary news moves are normally very short-lived, so when it does this first spike, that's just pretty much bots buying. Every time that there's news drop on a certain stock, there's robots there set up to just buy it instantly. After that, the second leg up is normally, actual real people behind the screen. So you have this 1 minute flag break. That's technically the first secondary news move, and then this is sort of the second. After that, it normally just dies. Could it continue running today? Yeah, but it normally needs a bit of a pullback after that first push. So pretty much if the news was just dropped, if you didn't catch that second leg up, it's better to just wait maybe for a drop here on 3.5, 3.9. What is this line here? 385-ish. Even here, it's pretty much every 10 cents this stock has levels. So we can keep an eye on it on Bell. For breakout, it could be break above high of day. It's very close to 4.5, which is a key psychological level. So it could be tricky. Let's see on the daily chart what's going on here. It's a lot more interesting on the daily chart because look, it used to be a lot more expensive stock in the past. What is this line here? 475. Okay, so if this one actually breaks above 475, it could start squeezing a lot. So let's set that alert and let's keep an eye on it. ADPX. For short blast rate, it's a first day runner, so it's trickier for shorts than for longs. I would wait until break below 350 for a clear short. Otherwise, shorts can always trade rejections. On first day runner, if you trade rejections like these, like rejection of high of day, or rejection of 4.5, or rejection of 4.75, rejections that are high up like that, very close to squeeze levels, have a very tight stop because there is no limit as to how high a stock can go. And that's why being short is a lot riskier than being long, because you could get stopped out a lot higher than where you're planning to and lose a lot more money than you even have in your account, right? You could lose your broker's money too. So for that reason, on first day runners, it's almost better to just wait for drop, a severe drop and then a clear short momentum for a level-to-level trade down there than to try and trade it here and be squeezed. But plenty of people traded in the highs. We have short bias traders in the chat room that trade the highs all the time. The key there is just to have a very tight stop. We looked at this one already. ATCO, this one doesn't really have a lot of volume. We had an alert here from some previous day on break above 14.5 and broke above it and then some, but it just does not have a lot of volume. The next level is 15. It's above that already as well. And then what is this? 15.55, 15.5, 15.60. Let's alert for break above 15.51. Now let's take a look at some of the stocks that were trading yesterday. SNTI has fallen into oblivion. I'm going to set an alert there for break above 7 and break above 8, and then just remove it from watch list. For short bias traders, if it breaks below this EMA 200 line and key level of 6.5, that's a valid short for a move towards 6.35 and 6. Break below 6 is a valid short to 5.75, 5.5, etc. So, all the way to the low of day of yesterday, you can track the levels, and then I would close any positions before that low of day. If it breaks that, then that's a separate trade. Second day runners like this that still have volume are actually good short opportunities. AFRM. I'm going to set an alert there for break above 20.40 just to see that it starts moving potentially for a squeeze towards yesterday's high. And then I'm going to set an alert for break above yesterday's high for another day. Maybe today, but we'll be ready when we have those alerts. They do not expire. MOTS, nothing really to see here. I'm going to set an alert for break above 250 and remove it from watch list. Beat is another stock I'm just going to keep on scanner all the time, along with Sava, SHBH, and ATXI, because these have sort of been moving a lot over the course of the past few months. I'm going to send an alert for break above 585 here. And then 6. ATXI, oof, what did shorts do here? This is why we never hold these stocks overnight. It's better to just trade them during the day. Oh, they did an offering. Remember a few episodes ago we were talking about how if a stock is moving day after day after day after day, that puts us at a risk for the company to be like, oh, let's do an offering while this price is so high. Very, very bad news for a stock to do a secondary offering. Not every stock can do a secondary offering. They first have to file a registration, and the registration is valid for 3 years. So we use BAMSEC to check it. So with that said, now this one is in a very bad situation. But short bias traders will destroy it, and then eventually when they start taking profits and long bias traders start scooping it out from the bottom, it could set up a squeeze. So let's set up the levels on it to make sure we're prepared for a squeeze whenever it does happen. What is the low here? It's 315, so break above 315 would be the first level to break. And it's ways away from it now, so I'm just going to remove it from watch list and wait. And there's never any reason. A lot of beginners get into trouble like this. They're like, oh my god, this stock used to be at $27. It's at $2 now. If I buy, I'm gonna 10x my money. I'm just gonna hold. There's no rule that says that a stock should ever go back to its highs. This one could fall below $1, stay there long enough to get delisted, and then just fall into oblivion. And there's no such rule that tells you that a stock has to go back to highs. So, and there's no such rule that tells you that a stock has to squeeze even if it has a lot of short sellers in it. That's another trouble that a lot of beginners get into, thinking that a stock has to squeeze. In order for a stock to squeeze, there has to be some buying momentum first to start squeezing out the first shorts, and then as a domino, they start falling on each other and tripping themselves on the way up. Until that buying momentum comes in, there's no rule that it could squeeze because the shorts are in profit. So that's why we don't need to try buying it here and hope that it squeezes, because it could drop to 34 cents before it does that. So we set an alert for break above 315, and then that could start the domino effect, and then we'll be ready there. SHPH, this one has sort of like a triple bottom there. I don't know, I'm just going to set an alert for break above 4. And then Sava, yesterday we had that alert again, and break above 42. It had quite the move. 42 has been a level we've been using to trade a lot. I'm going to set an alert for 43 now, because it looks like that's a pretty key level from yesterday. But also, since it is below 42, I'm still going to set an alert for break above 42, so I don't forget about it. And now 42 is below VWAP. Like right below VWAP here, so it could be a tricky trade. And obviously, again, as always on this stock, there's no volume in the morning. It takes a while for the volume to pick up, so we might have to wait for break above 44 or 43 to enter the trade. But I'm definitely interested in Sava again, just like every day. WQE, nothing really to see here. I'm going to set an alert for break above 91. ERC, I'll set an alert for break above 420. And that's it. I'm seeing AVCT on scanner. We like this stock. We trade it a lot. So even though it doesn't have a lot of volume, I'm going to keep an eye on it. Break above 450. And that's really it. That's what I would trade here. Maybe a bounce on 225 or 225 or the low of day of 218, but trickier. AMBC, I'll set an alert here for break above 60. And I actually like this chart a lot. There's no volume, so who knows if it picks up today, but if it does, it has plenty of room to high of day. AMBC. IMBI, too cheap, destroyed by shorts, but I'm going to send a alert for break above 70. FLGC was a big mover this week, but not a lot of volume right now. I'm going to send an alert for a break above 85 and 95. And then ATXG, this one was moving a couple months ago. Picked up again yesterday. This is technically a second day run. I'm going to send an alert for break above 350. And it has levels every 25 cents, which is great for this price range. Okay, and then the last thing we always do is just let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Bouncing right on this level of 275. Well, it actually looks like it went all the way down to 74, but okay, so break above 276 is a key entry for TQQQ. For a move to 277 and 278, I would close any TQQ positions before 278 and then wait for break above 278 for re-entry, because that could be a key resistance level. For bounce, we could trade a bounce in 275 or 274. For SQQQ trades, I trade a break below 274, obviously, and then a rejection on the 276 rejection is valid, 277 and definitely 278 rejection. And that's it, you guys. I will see you in the chat room.